Hey, I'm Jamie from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about the dice chucking game Panda Royale, which looks like this. I had a blast playing this at Gateway to the West with 10 people. We played this with 10 people. It took around, I don't know, 35, maybe 40 minutes at most, which was the right playing time. And we really had a lot of fun with it. This was a very nice surprise. The idea in Panda Royale is that you are drafting a die drawn from this bag. So you take a big pile of these dice based on the number of players. You put them in the middle of the table, and then each player chooses one of the dice, and they add it permanently to their supply, or almost permanently to their supply. And then all players simultaneously roll all of their dice. So at the beginning of their game, you're just rolling one die, and you were scoring based on that die. The dice are different colors, and also even within a color might have different attributes or different numbers of faces. So you can see in the photo here, there are, even just with the blue dice, there's a D6 die, there's a D12, there's a D8, I believe. So a lot of variety in the number of dice. And generally, well, almost always, higher face dice are better because you are trying to score as many points as possible. And these dice are giving you points in a variety of different ways. A few examples of this, I won't give you all the examples, but a few examples are that purple dice, you double the points. When you roll a purple die, you double the points based on what you rolled. Red dice have some negative faces and some positive faces, but red dice are multiplicative. So you get to multiply the number of points that you gained by the number of red dice that you rolled. Blue dice are just points unless you have a sparkly blue die, and then you get to, I believe, double all the points. Yellow dice helps determine player order, so you get to draft earlier in the round if you have a higher sum of yellow dice. The clear dice can steal dice from other players. So a lot of different interactions with these dice, all summarized on your little player, your pad of paper that you're writing on. But my favorite mechanism of the game is that you are rolling bigger and bigger piles of dice. One of my favorite things about games with dice is when you actually get to roll those dice and roll them a lot, and even roll big handfuls of dice. And Panda Royale lets you do that. It lets you roll big handfuls of dice because every round you're acquiring more and more and rolling more and more. It reminds me a little bit of the game Dice Miner, where you're drafting dice from a mountain and you are rolling big piles of dice by the end of the game. Feels a little bit like that in Panda Royale. But Panda Royale is maybe streamlined in a different way than Dice Miner. Both are fairly simple games to teach. Panda Royale does scale up to higher player counts than Dice Miner. Actually, one other little thing that I think is worth mentioning is that there are pink dice in the game. Here's a pink die over here. And these are a catch-up mechanism. If you scored the fewest number of points in the previous round, you get to gain a pink die. And that die is just a way for you to catch up a little bit. It's just points, and it gives you the points that you roll in the next round. So I like that there is a little bit of a catch-up mechanism, a die designed around that. And it's an additional die to roll. So even in round 2, if I had the fewest points in round 1, then I get to roll the pink die along with the other 2 dice that I have. So I'm rolling even more dice than normal in round 2. So yeah, Panda Royale, I had a blast with it. I look forward to playing this again. This is one that I will probably buy and share at family gatherings and things like that because it's a lot of fun for people to roll big handfuls of dice. Let me know your thoughts if you play Panda Royale, or if you can think of another game where you were rolling bigger and bigger piles of dice over the course of the game, but you still feel like you have some control over the dice that you're drafting, or some element of the die as you're rolling them. Thanks.